Hey, Mike, how you doing?
Doing great. Thanks for asking. And as another disclaimer, I'm actually the president of the Hero board right now, anyway. And so this is all on Anton. He got the ball, he ran with the ball, and he's come up with some really great things, and including Brian, the aforementioned Brian Hanna. I'll let you explain. And I think it was just put together a week ago, 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah, I mean, the actual program has been in development for about a year. Connie Sparrow, Dan Sparrow from Sparrow Consulting, we've all worked together as the Hero Board, and we were working together to try and actually implement some programming to help Michigan veterans within the cannabis space, and just to provide some services. And one of the things we were actually approached by Ease, which is a company out of California, who had instituted what was called compassion care. Essentially, veterans enrolled in California were able to get access to free cannabis products, and we wanted to bring that to Michigan. And we thought it was the perfect opportunity for Hero Project to be able to get involved with this. Unfortunately, I think Ease has had some issues. I think they've actually pulled out completely from Michigan, is what I heard. I'm not 100% certain on that, but we decided to still run with the ball, so to speak. And everything Tom said, I would reiterate. Director Hanna has been just a privilege to deal with. And we had approached Director Brisboe previously about this, and we weren't able to get everything lined up. We had a meeting about 2 weeks ago with Director Hanna, who was able to look at our program development and see that it was within compliance with the regulatory standards of Michigan. And yeah, so what we're doing, we released a press release and announced that Hero Project, in conjunction, I know JARS is one of the brands that we're working with, Michigrown, and there's a few others. The response has been overwhelming. So what we're doing now for 2023, we're looking to screen and enroll 25 veterans. That's our goal. I want a proof of concept. I want to get everything put into place, and I want the system to flow. But I think that 25 is I think we're going to be able to exceed that number, no problem. The interest among the veteran population is immense. And actually, the interest among the brands it's been very positive. So now we're just kind of working to decide who the actual brands are going to be that are going to be in place. We want to vet these brands. We want veterans to have access to good medicine and good products. So we'll be vetting all of those brands and setting up that network. We want a veteran in Lansing to have the same access as a veteran in Macomb or Shelby Township, right? So we want to create this network of provisioning centers, processors, growers, and create a sustainable network of cannabis products where veterans are able to come through us, be screened, and then, Hero Project, and one of the things I tell people, like, we have nothing to do with the product itself. We are simply creating the access and creating access that was never there for veterans before. So we are allowing that network to kind of unfold, and we're putting the veterans in contact with this network, and then they will be able to go and get completely free cannabis products. And again, I want that to be a sustainable program, and we want these veterans to have sustainable access to quality medicine. So that's the first program we're doing. And do you want me to talk about the other thing as well?
Well, let's at this point, let's explain too. People are going, why would we want to get our veterans high? That's not really what this is about. So explain that.
I was going to ask, has there been any research done on cannabis effect on PTSD, or is this are people still afraid to touch it because of the Schedule 1 issue?
Yeah, that's the one thing I hear research. I'll tell you, as a disabled veteran, I use it and it helps me and it enhances my quality of life. So I don't need any research to tell me that. And you know what? Okay. I deal with thousands of veterans as well who say the same thing. So research is cool and that's great. And actually, I've also been in the process of dealing with, we have $40 million that was granted to the state of Michigan through the MRTMA law to research PTSD and cannabis in our veteran population. But I don't need any research or researcher to tell me what it is. So it helps me. And that's the message we're getting out to veterans. And if they feel it helps them, we want to create, education. We want to create the access. And that's how we're going about doing it. But is there research in cannabis? Sure. That there's all kinds of research out there.
Yeah, and I would bet it's the Schedule I federal designation that has people worried about doing that research too. That, I mean, they might otherwise, right?
Well,
So,
that's true. But there are legal pathways to conduct the research. It is a pain to do, but it's a very well established research method, and it's been done all over the country, and it's been done by prominent researchers. It's just a matter of, from what I'm seeing, researchers having the ability to complete the process and the know-how to do it. It's a very complicated process. But again, I don't need a researcher to tell me that it helps. So, and that's the stance as a veteran. That's the stance, I think, as a population that we pretty much have taken. And the other thing issue I'll tell you is being Schedule I is the VA, right? Is it going to affect my VA benefits? And the answer to that is no. The VA has a standing policy in place that says that if a veteran is participating legally in a state medical marijuana program, their benefits aren't going to be touched. And the reality is the VA is such a mess that cannabis is probably the last thing they're worried about. They're in such a free fall of a mess right now with their just basic mental health services that
and the VA prescribes opioids, right?
Oh, yeah, the VA prescribed me opioids for years. Yeah, they poisoned me with opioids for years. But I took a step in my life to get a better quality of life. And cannabis was, for me, the gateway to that healing process. So, the research is coming, and, $40 million that we've had, U of M, Wayne State University, the MAPS Foundation, those are all researchers that are working to conduct this research. And but that's 5 years. It's a 5-year study. That's 5 years away, and each day 22 veterans a day are killing themselves. So we don't really have the time to wait for researchers or 5 years down the road. We need to do something now, and this is just our way of giving back, I guess.
And then part 2 of this, I know what the insider information is, but you share it. It's about the less than honorable discharges, right?
Yeah. So the second thing we're doing is, I don't think the average the normal citizen has no idea really what a veteran goes through. There's been, since legalization has taken place, there's been a lot of chatter about, getting felonies, our felons expunged and people expunged through the legal process. But people don't recognize that when a veteran is caught with possession of cannabis, or if they go to a drug test and they test positive for THC, oftentimes they're discharged with an other than honorable discharge. And when you receive that discharge type, you have no access to VA home loans, and you lose benefits that you fought for our country for, right? And we don't think that's fair. And I think a majority of the population wouldn't see that as fair. So the other thing we're trying to do is, there is a process through the Department of Defense where we can get a veteran, we can identify veterans who have had an other than honorable discharge for cannabis possession or use, and we can put them through a process to get them reviewed by DOD and get that other than honorable replaced with an honorable, and allow them to finally get the benefits that they so willingly deserve.
It's kind of like having a civilian having a felony bust on their record. Pretty much the same idea, right?
And in certain cases, it could be worse, right? Yeah. But because now you're dealing with the federal government, right? And but yes, it is not to dismiss someone with a felony, but these are folks who fought for the freedom to even use cannabis, right? And so we want to see those folks, and it's for people with PTSD and traumatic brain injury. Oftentimes these veterans were self-medicating. They were just self-medicating from the wounds that they received from war. So it's only fair that we get them those benefits, right?
Yep, absolutely. And we're working on that. And again, all the credit goes to Anton and Connie Sparrow. It's one of the pleasures of delegating, and he was the man to delegate to, and he's done a wonderful job. So carrying on through that, one of the things I want to get in here this weekend, actually around the state at different locations, but the one nearest us up in Flint, we're giving a turkey giveaway for the needy. And you don't have to be a veteran, you just show up and get the turkey. But Light 'em Up Cannabis in Flint. But Anton, you're involved in that too, so go ahead, tell about that.
Yeah, that's one of the things we've helped sponsor. So 1,000 turkey giveaway. We did it last year at Lighten Up Provisioning Center in Flint. between the hours of 10 a.m. and 8 p.m. Come and see us. There's no, you just come and get you a turkey. There's no qualifications or anything. Last year, we gave all 1,000 away by 7 o'clock at night. It was really cool to see. The community was thankful. And, at a time when with inflation and food going up, we want to ensure everybody can at least enjoy a basic Thanksgiving meal with their families. That's really important.
And Hero is one of the sponsors of that as well. I just wanted to throw that in. So it all ties in together here. So
yes, it does.
Matthew, I've been dominating this conversation. I'm sure you have questions. Go ahead.
No, that's okay. I just think this is a wonderful initiative all the way around. If people want more information on Heroes, how do they get a hold of you?
Me personally, you can send me an email at aharb, so it's AHARB at HeroProjectUSA.org, or check out HeroProjectUSA.org for our website for more information.
And there is another Hero Project out there, but they use the Hero Project. Yeah. And so that's a mountain climbing thing or other. We don't do mountain climbing. We have no mountains in Michigan, right? So
we have some nice hills, but no mountains. Right?
Yeah, we got Ski Brighton or whatever that is there. But no, this is HeroProjectUSA.org. All that information is right there. It'll also give the information on the address for Light 'em Up Cannabis. People in Flint, I was at last year's event. Unfortunately, I'm kind of double booked this year. I can't make it, but Anton will be there. Darren McCarty will be there in the morning because he's helping us with this project.
Yep.
And so anybody in the Flint area that hears about this, come on down. There's no qualifications. Just show up. You get a nice bird, 12, 15-pound bird, right? Something like that.
Yeah, I think they average about 11 pounds this year, but yeah, definitely come see us. Darren's going to be there, I believe, between 11:30 and 1:30. So if you want to come say hi, he's one of the most personable human beings I've ever met. So he's a good dude.
And maybe we can talk him into wearing his 4 world championship rings, Stanley Cup rings or something, right?
Absolutely.